Hi, my name's Nick Bronson, and I am a random fish, and oh my god. Okay, people. I'm a fan of Greek mythology. Okay? I'm a fan of Greek mythology, and have been for quite some time. So, when I was introduced to Clash of the Titans, the original 81 version, I thought, great. It's not perfect, but it was a good film. It had good energy about it. It had good actors. It had good effects for the most part because of its time period, obviously. But outside of that, it was an okay movie. Then I heard about this. The remake. Now, why am I holding the disc, you may ask? Well, it's because I never ever want to watch this disc ever again, so holding it in my hand, possibly covering it with my fingers, doing everything I can to make this disc completely almost unplayable will make me feel a little bit better. Because by God, this movie... Okay, I'm getting out of track here. Let's go into this. Let's talk about the plot, because that's what it really is. It's a plot. You have Perseus, played by Sam Worthington, or as people may know him, one of the blue guys from Avatar. The human and the blue guy from Avatar, sorry, the combination. Yeah, that guy. The main protagonist. Lovely. And he is sent on a mission to stop the Kraken, or as I call it, possibly one of the worst versions of the Kraken that I have ever seen. And yes, I do mean that it's worse than the Pirates of the Caribbean Kraken. Those of you who don't agree with me on this, shut up. He has saved the city of Argos from the Kraken, which has been unleashed by Hades. Played, of course, by famed wizard Nazi Ralph Fiennes. For years I thought his name was Ralph Fiennes, but whatever. Fiennes is one of the only saving graces of this movie. And you then also get what I like to call his, Sam is, of course, Sam Worthington's Perseus. I can't even call him Perseus. Sam Worthington's father in this is played by Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is Zeus, Ralph Fiennes is Hades. Sam Worthington is playing a demigod called Perseus. I should fucking love this movie. But I don't. I just don't. Do you know why this movie sucks so bad? For those of you who are completely blind, by the way, this movie is... Have you ever enjoyed this movie? Because if you have, allow me to point something out to you here. If you removed the concept of it being about the gods and just put it in a random fantasy world, or just kept it in ancient Greece, but didn't involve the gods at all, it would be the same goddamn movie. Yes, the gods are the ones who instigated the whole thing, but they are the only good things about this movie. Everything else, all the human characters, all the human character interactions, all of it is a load of bull. And, oh, I forgot about one other character in this. There's a whole bunch of other side characters, but I'm not focusing on them. The only other character I want to focus on is Gemma Arterton. I've probably said her last name wrong, I do apologise, whatever. But she plays a character called Io. You owe who? You owe the director? You owe the producers something for the part? What? What? How is that a character? What? I mean, okay, maybe I'm just... There is a part of me that doesn't want to get too attached to that, because obviously names are names, and names are different, and it's entirely possible that this was, a legitimate name, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't get how it could possibly be that this film could have in any way have been, it could be so much better. It could have been so much better. And it's one of those films that it tries to be an update. It tries to be a good update of the things that you think you want to see. It's not. It's a reminder. It's a constant reminder of, hey, look at us. We're just like the original. Look at us. We're just like the original. Woo! Do you know what this looks like to me? This feels like the remake of Ben-Hur that was done not that long ago. Yeah, you remember that piece of shit? A piece of shit that people didn't even want to see? It's like the Disney remakes all over. It's like the Disney remakes. They're trying to update something to try and, reintroduce kids to the elements of the franchise. No. What you need to do is make them understand about the limitations that were back then and also appreciate the majesty of what's in front of you. There are so many good things they could have done with this remake. They could have had a full all-out insanity fest. They shouldn't have even made this damn film in the first place. Hell, if anything, the next film after that, Wrath of the Titans, I thought, you know what? Fantastic. Maybe this is the film that, that we wanted to watch. Maybe this was the film. It's not. It's so not. Again, if you've watched Wrath of the Titans and you enjoyed it, then you know what? Just well done. Just well done. Because sweet, merciful heaven, I have no idea how anyone enjoyed that movie. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't understand it. But back to the Clash. There's supposedly impressive CGI in this. Is there really? Do you know what I love to see in movies? You know what I love to see? I love to see decent villains and decent ideas to fight against. What we have here is a series of people who think they can do something and are given far too much money to do it. Now, I don't deny the CG probably does look very impressive. I don't deny this for a microsecond, no, but I also can't deny that this fucking movie. You can throw all the CG you want at it. Hell, if you want to get really stupidly into it, Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace's CG was incredible. It was amazing. Now granted, Jar Jar Binks, possibly referred to as one of the most racist characters of all time, but he looked, for the most part, genuine. He looked like he was genuinely there. Now there was a genuine person there, like talking to the characters, all this sort of thing. True, the other actors weren't looking at him right, but that didn't distract me as well from the movie as anything else, as I'm sure anyone who's in any way younger when Phantom Menace came out would tell you. But he looked genuine, but it still doesn't make it good. It still didn't make his appearances any less weird. It didn't make his talking any less nauseating. It didn't make, like, the pod racing, for example. It looked impressive as all hell. Didn't mean that it wasn't a worthless scene. That's what this film is. It's the pod race from Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace for however many minutes that movie was. Do you know what? I nearly died watching this movie. I mean, I've seen some critics go nuts over certain films over the years. I myself have gone nuts over the Angry Birds movie. I've had to endure a whole bunch of stuff over the course of my lifetime in order to deal with this sort of thing. But I mean, good freaking God. Clash of the Titans, like I said, does have some good moments though. I will not deny this. It has some good moments and it's fun. The gods scenes are pretty good. They are pretty damn good. You have, for example, you have Liam Neeson Playing Zeus, you have all the other gods that are around him. Apollo is played rather ingeniously by Dracula Untold. Yes, I know he has a real name, and I know he played Bard in The Hobbit as well, but I mean, I'm sorry, he looks like Orlando Bloom. I can't call him Orlando Bloom, but that's who he looks like. You know, he played Apollo, which was nice. Poseidon was there. I'd forgotten who the hell plays Poseidon in this movie, because let's face it, he didn't do much, if anything at all, apart from encourage Zeus to listen to Hades, which is a very stupid thing to do, by the way, Poseidon. Fuck you. But Ray Fiennes and Liam Neeson made this movie tolerable to me. They just did. Ray Fiennes does this voice for a lot of the movie because he is weak and he talks like this. Is it dramatic? Hell no. But it is so fucking fun to watch. He can be really dramatic when he wants to be, but I'm sitting there going, oh my god, it's Voldemort but with long hair this time. It's Voldemort with hair and a beard. That's what this is. I mean, good god. But that is hilarious. Liam Neeson, I love you, buddy. I really do. I think you're a fantastic. I think you're a fantastic actor. You were amazing as Qui-Gon. I absolutely adored what you do. You're awesome. All hail the awesomeness that is Liam Neeson. But playing Zeus, it doesn't feel like you're playing a character. It feels like you're just being Liam Neeson. That's what this feels like. This is why these two characters fascinate me so much. These two actors fascinate me so much, because Ray Fiennes, whenever he plays a villain now, if he has a raspy voice, he sounds like Voldemort to me. All you have to do is upgrade the look to match the character that he's playing on the screen at the time, and it's just Voldemort with a disguise. That's what it feels like. But with Liam Neeson, it's a little bit like watching Chuck Norris. You realise very early on that there's very little differences in his performances, but it's so damn fun to watch him play all those characters that you just don't care. You just don't, and it's kind of like how Jason Statham is Hollywood generic tough guy. He's that guy who just sort of turns up and kicks ass and then buggers off again. That's what I feel like is happening to a lot of actors in this day and age, especially those that mostly spend their time in action movies, because they have no character to really work with the movie, so they have to play themselves a lot, or they have to draw on their own experiences or on their own, in order to make the character, reasonable or real. And it just makes it so much fun to watch them all, because you can just sit there and go, you had the exact same, you sounded almost exactly the same in this other movie. You don't have a difference in volume, you have no difference in style, you have nothing. There is no nuance to your performance. And that's not saying that Liam Neeson doesn't have range as an actor, blah blah blah. I'm not saying that at all, because the guy does have some seriously good range on him, and it's fun as hell to watch him perform in films. It really is. But it just amuses me sometimes with certain actors, the way they can sometimes go, especially in action movies. It feels, their characters all feel very repetitive, no matter where they come from as well. Like, you can go from being the protagonist in one film to being a mentor character in another, and your character will almost be exactly the same. Exactly the same, guys. It's a bad idea. It's a bad fucking idea. Okay? This movie sucks. This movie sucks so bad. so hard right now. Look at this. Look at this. This is the lengths I'm going to making sure this piece of crap never, ever bothers me again. Look at that. I have a boomerang for a disc now. I don't want to break it in half because, you know, this just looks more fun. So you know what? I'm going to see if it comes back. Let's see if this piece of crap comes back, shall we? It does not! Yay! Finally got rid of it. Lovely jubbly. So, yeah. I haven't had fun with this movie, in case you can't tell. But it could be so much worse than what it is. It really could, but it didn't have a lot to work with in the first place. So you know what? This is my way of wrapping up the video. Go watch the original Clash of the Titans. It's a much better movie. Go check it out. Its effects may be lame, but it's groundbreaking. The story's cool, and the actors are cool. And I didn't want to mention them in the same week that I wanted to mention this. So, what am I going to review next week? What else is going to send me into a tailspin of stupidity? Well, I have two choices. Either A, we look at The Internship, starring Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Or we take a look at this one, the last in the Maze Runner series. Talk about generic action movies. Crap. Ah, crap. No, you know what? No, not happening. I think I'll watch The Internship before I watch that crap. No, I'm not watching you. I'm not doing it. I'm not. But anyway, please like, please subscribe, please comment below. Please comment below your worst possible remake that you've ever seen in your life. Do that for me. Give me something to hope for, that, you know, other people are suffering just as much as I was with this goddamn motherfucking movie. Please like and subscribe. Randomfish out.